Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. In front of us with the Prunus J-02S. It's an AM, FM, Bluetooth, MP3 player, solar, shortwave, portable radio. You can find this on Amazon USA, retailing for $29.99. I'll have retail links down below in the paid link section if you so desire the radio. So here we are, the Prunus J-02S, the box, amazing graphic, everybody loves to comment on. There you go, number one radio sales brand. Okay, took everything out of the box. Let's see what we get. So we get to start a show. This one's really cool. I like the way it looks. Yeah, it's a bigger radio for the guys who always comment that those radios are too small. This is a big one. Well, bigger than average. So there you go. Charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, and the manual that fell to the floor. Oh, getting old. Got to go down there and get it. Oh, yeah. Don't do that all the time. There's your user manual. Cool illustration there. Dun, 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 dun. Now, do we need to open this up? I don't know. Do it anyway. What do we got going on? We got a warning, precautions. Read all that stuff. Stay safe. Yeah. Okay, here we go. What each little function does in case I miss something. I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. Now we got some product specs. That's always a nice thing. The cool thing about this radio is it does have shortwave, nicely structured. Shortwave 1, 3.2 to 10 megahertz. Shortwave 2 is a little bit deeper, 10 to 22 megahertz, but not too bad. Bluetooth version 6, okay, if that's your thing. Replaceable battery, that's a good thing. Or D-cells, loving that. Okay, it's got 32 gigabyte support on the MP3 player side of things. There you go. Okay. Over here, charging. Yeah, it's got a cool setup where it's red while charging and green when it's finished. I'm glad they're doing that now because everybody's confused. Does the light go out? Why does the light stay on? You know, sometimes another light would never go off. Freaking people out. There you go. Showing 2D cells in there as well. I love that. I mean, you might need that in an emergency situation. You know, you can't charge your rechargeable battery, but you got some D cells laying around. They'll last forever. Put them in. Okay, there you go. Solar charging. Okay, we got power on off, volume. Okay, this is all pretty basic. Now, tone adjustment. This is interesting. We'll talk about that. It's on a rotary knob, which is interesting. But it's pretty much, it only needs to be a switch, if that gives you a clue. All right, and then I think we're almost done. How to get better reception. Everybody always asks that. There you go. Boom. How to run your Bluetooth thing, auxiliary. Yeah, it's auxiliary in as well. This radio's loaded. And for $29, it's actually a good value. I'm already hitting on my final thoughts. I haven't even started yet. Yeah. Okay, I always like to cover everything in detail. So in case you lose your manual, here it is. And if you have any questions, email them. Or you can email me or comment below, whatever you want to do. All right, so the radio. Let's throw it. I don't need that anymore. Okay, dimensions. So we have a length of 10 inches. We have a height of 5 3/4 inches. Then we extend the handle, which is nicely flush fitting. There you go. This is 7 3/4 inches, so an extra 2 inches tall. The handle raised. And then we have a front to back depth of 3.5 inches from the knobs to the back of the case. Nice. So it's a decent sized radio, yeah. Let's see, size comparison. I always like to do those. What do I got laying around? Yeah, typical stuff like CC Pocket in the house. Current time is 11:56 p.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. For sake of any band scans I do, we're going to run into coast to coast on the AM band, but oh well. Next, Skywave 2. There you go. Get an idea. So it's a big radio. You can fit a few Skywaves in here. Look at that. Yeah, you can. All right. If you don't have those, we have a deck of cards. Always Iron Man. He can spin like no one can. He's the master of cheap radios from China land. He's Iron Man. Loves his Prunus radios, man. Yeah. Love me that box art. Wow. Everybody always comments on that box art. I love it. Okay, we'll see like 4 or 5 comments down there. Every time. So let's go over features of the J-02S. I'll remember that because it's nice bold right there. Okay, so the left-hand side, you'll see it's got a cool GE style-esque looking antenna setup. It's kind of weak though. I'm not a fan of how they did it here, as it really wasn't implemented too well. As you can see, dual antennas, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Talk about the antenna, I guess. Pull this up. It's kind of, it rattles and stuff. 12-inch antennas. So you got a 12-inch antenna here, and you got a 12-inch antenna here, and they're connected in the radio. So you can just raise one if you want. The only time it helped was on FM. I put both up, and it seemed to help a bit, even though you can't swivel them. It's like if they swiveled, it'd be amazing. Then you could make a dipole, right? But you can't swivel them, so yeah, missed opportunity. Let's go to the front. So everything happens in the front, which is fantastic. You can do everything from the front: the tuning, the volume, the tone control, the band select switch, your audio, your charging. Everything's in the front. I like that. So look at our dial. Let's see if I can zoom on in there. I have to bring it up to the lens. Okay, so you'll see FM on top, 88 to 108. Don't expect dial accuracy at all. It might get good in some points of the band, and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know why. There's a lot of travel at the beginning, but it's just how they have it set up. I don't understand it. But it's how it is. AM below that, 530, 1710. Properly stepped for the US. 10 kilohertz stepped for us. Scale in the middle. So you do have a log scale if you're into that. And the bottom there you have shortwave 1 and shortwave 2 and your band coverages. And even showed us show the meter band there. See that? Cool. All right, we'll set the radio down. So tuning knob. You only notice one little area was a little bit of backlash. Not backlash, but more like a little bit of creep. When you're trying to move it, you'll see it like kind of jump a little bit. Not a big deal. Didn't affect tuning going this direction when just coming back. But it has a little bit right in that little section. Not a big deal. Fake tweeter, love it. 3-inch speaker, sounds really good. This is another nice feature of the radio. Nice 3-inch speaker, nice metal speaker grill with a chrome treatment around there. Yeah, looking good. Over here we have a band select and MP3 mode switch. So on music, you get your Bluetooth, your MP3 player, and your auxiliary input on there. And then you get, of course, FM, AM, and then shortwave 1, shortwave 2. And it's got a satisfying little click to it, so not too bad. Not like super nice like an old Sony, but kind of reminds me of that. Or Panasonic, something. Yeah, Sony, Panasonic, one of the two. Our MP3 controls and Bluetooth controls. So we have a pause, play. We have a track forward, track back, rewind, and fast forward. Now remember on MP3 mode, it only remembers current track. It does not remember position within a track. So that means good for small files, not good for longer files. So think of it that way. Volume on off control.
Play by TF card.
Okay, nice. Tone control. Now the interesting thing about tone control is it's on a rotary, which I thought was really awesome until I used it. And it's pretty much low, high. It's like a switch. That's it. You keep going this way, it doesn't get any brighter. So yeah, it's like this whole area over here is just nothing. So at least you got tone control of some type. You can't complain too much. Just a little bit. When you expect a little bit more, but yeah, you get something. USB-C input, yeah. So yeah, charging your 18650 battery. You use this, you plug in your USB-C right in the front. Charge status indicator comes right here, turns red. Remember I told you it turns green when it's finished? Awesome. While charging the radio, I noticed a charge ramp around a 0.5 amp. So cool, you could use a 2 amp charger and be okay. So don't worry about that. Everybody asks that. So also, I did a test for somebody because I've noticed this question coming up recently with these type of radios. If you take the batteries out of the radio, so the D cell's out, the 18650's out, if you plug it in to a USB source, it will run the radio. Now I recommend using that for like maybe the MP3 player or the Bluetooth, so you can run it like a Bluetooth speaker without having to use the batteries. Might be something you want to do. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. It works. So it's just if you use it with the radio, it might ruin the reception. In fact, it probably will. But just letting you know. Okay, auxiliary input right there, 3.5 millimeter jack. Here we have a micro SD card slot. I put a 16 gigabyte SD card. They mentioned up to 32 gigabytes. Over here we have a USB thumb drive support, nice. And over here we have power LED indicator turns red. More of that GE styling on the right hand side with the little wimpy antenna. The second wimpy antenna. No dial light. You would think there would be. Oh, this is like begging for a dial light, isn't it? Man, missed opportunity there as well. Flush fitting handle though I do like. Solar panel on top and solar panel on the back. Yeah, we get 2 solar panels. Haven't seen a charge light go on yet, so I haven't really taken this outside. It's been too cold and too snowy, so there's that. We do have a battery compartment, so let's show you that. Open. So we get a little wimpy 1800 milliamp hour battery. Now, I did some testing on this radio, and it's pretty energy efficient. I ran it FM with medium volume, and I tested the draw rate, and it was 75 milliamps. So giving a total of about 20 to 24 hours of runtime on the stock battery. Now, of course, you could double that by adding, say, a 3000 cell or a 3600 battery. Here you can get Next Stage Data Twin Pack. For your radio, I think they sell these still, 2 for $12. Fantastic. Right from Amazon. I'll have links in the comment section as well with this radio. I tend to include links to the batteries and to the wire I use for the shortwave reception. But there you go. Upgrade. So you can take that out, which is great. And then, of course, you can run 2D cells if you want. Most people run the rechargeable battery, which I do too, because 40 hours of runtime on that, the XH data battery is going to be nice. So I would do. All right, so we'll go ahead and just cover that back up. Nothing to see here, just batteries. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a nice little click in there. Did I get it all? Okay, yes I did. Little tag right there. Boom, we're done. All right, so let's talk about some reception, and we'll go ahead and turn it on and have some fun. All right, so FM reception report. As you guys know, if you watch my videos, I do a 5-tier method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. This is a DSP radio. Of course, digital signal processor. It's a digital chip inside there versus a analog chip. Most people should know this by now, but there are some that still don't know that. So you have an analog scale as a representation versus a digital display. So just think of it like that. So it is a digitally tuned radio. So you hear little steps as I go. But it's not a big deal, but it helps the FM performance. So it gave it I found 65 stations giving it a solid 3-star rating, which is above average. That's awesome. 65 is getting closer to good to very good. So yeah, 3-star, closer to 3.5-star rating for sensitivity. And selectivity, I give it a good as well. It was very selective. I was finding faint stations along with the strong stations. Daytime AM, so your second band there, medium wave. I found it to be great on locals, good on semi-locals, and DX was possible with a passive loop. So you can actually get the distant stations in as well. Really surprised with the quality. And the stations I was picking up, fantastic. You will enjoy it as well if you enjoy your AM band. The birdie tones were minimal. I think I picked up maybe 1 or 2 birdie tones with this radio. Daytime shortwave, picked up a ton. Might have been good solar activity. I found 20 stations, fantastic. So well above average. My average has been 10, so 20. That was great. So it's done. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So we're going to demo some YouTube royalty-free music from the YouTube royalty-free library they have on their site, right here off that card. And then we'll go to the band. So let's go ahead and turn this on.
Card.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Well, cut the jokes and get up on the ladder, and while you're up there, scrape the dirt off the walls.
All the dirt?
Yeah.
What do you want to do, start a landslide?
Eddie, will you get to work and decease the comedy?
Hello, boys.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy.
Well, it looks like spring has really come to 3rd Avenue.
Yeah, you noticed it too, huh?
Yeah. On my way down here, a robin whistled at me.
Mm-hmm. Well, for you, that's about far. But it looks like you're the only member of the family that seems to relish.
There you go, you get an idea. That's MP3 mode, so we'll go ahead and we'll switch up to the AM band, and we'll see what we can pick up there. We're not going to go too crazy, probably just zip up the band, since Coast to Coast has started already. Power LED indicator, nice. Tone control, hope you saw what I was doing there. I was moving it really fast over here so you can see if there's any change. No change. Only heard it right about here, this section, so yeah. But of course, tone will work in the radio as well.
Ago, they filed a lawsuit against the United Socialist Utopia.
So that was 560 WIND, The Answer, Chicago, local station. Again, current time, okay, so up a little bit, 12:09 AM, Central Standard Time, near Chicago, Illinois, USA. The month is December 2025. Sweet.
What their politics are. We live in an assassination culture. I want our politics.
Private island. Now, this whole Jeffrey Epstein story.
Than any other pneumococcal conjugate.
Talk about it much. I'm not a conspiracy.
Catbacks as if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system.
Somehow get in. Are you going to put your hard-earned money in the game with
Headaches, muscle aches, and fever. Catbacks that does not protect against.
Okay, I'm not sure that music there is. I think it's 650 WSM. That's what I was trying to find. That would be 434 miles south.
put your money where your mouth is? Or are you going to go, yeah, I still believe in Buffalo or Kansas City? I can't wait for these playoffs.
Okay, strong station as you can tell. I moved the radio, it didn't affect it. 670 the score, WSCR Chicago. Now, if you look here on the dial, it's accurate. But once I move around, you'll notice inaccuracy as we go, especially on shortwave.
There are great teams out there in the AFC. If you want to poke holes in Denver, fine. Well, then tell me.
Does this person think like you? Does he have similar values? Does this person have the same desire to maintain the shared values of your family? Is there religion? They say you.
Okay, that was 720 WGN, Raleigh James Show, or some music there. Next one here, I think this is 740. Yeah, that's 740 Zoomer Radio, CFCM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles northeast.
Tri-State northbound, Eisenhower to before North Avenue. You've got 2 right lanes blocked until 5 a.m. with the right.
Just felt compelled to do something overseas rather than in the United States. So, meanwhile, predictions. Who said this, George? It's tough to make predictions.
For the Tri-State left lane block till 5 a.m. WB.
We had some coast to coast, it sounded like they're on 760 WGR, I think. Interesting.
17. You get traffic and weather together. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Portions of the...
So 780 WBBM News Radio Chicago.
This is the WBBM Noon Business Hour. Retailers are seeing...
Noon Business Hour, they rebroadcast it at midnight. It's like, okay, nobody's up, except for me.
Selective and cost-paying.
I know.
Oh, my God.
But they still run with it.
But this is due, which is attention to that
I'm going to zip up the dial now. You get the idea.
Groups of people gather together to...
But in his incarnation, of course, we know him as Jesus. Right. You have questions about the incarnation? The Christ King.
Middle of the night, random Wednesday in December, because finally
at Bud Walton Arena. Chuck Barrett from Learfield, Arkansas, the 89-80 win, second straight win over the Cardinals. Trayvon Brazil, 21 points on 8 of 11 shooting.
These are lonely according to how you do research, even when they're not.
Middle East and older Mexico.
One of them was going to be circular.
Conferences respondents were never married.
Coal incomes fell only according to Rosendology by the A. Who better to ask them? Looking into meaning Sabrina. And how we.
The loneliest Americans among teenagers who are leaving their families left. But he wants to pursue executive orders. Well, then every president is a king, and that is also.
$16.10 CHHA Toronto. $16.30 KCJJ Iowa City, Iowa, about a couple hundred miles to the west.
All the way to the end. And for the Clippers, they get a win tonight.
Okay, get the idea. Let's go to shortwave. So click it there. Now, nice thing about this is I can go hook up one wire to one antenna because they're tied together. So it doesn't matter. I was testing it to see if it was a big difference having both up or connecting a wire to each one. And no, it just overloads. So yeah, the best thing is just to hook it to one because they're tied together anyway. So beep. That's all we got to do. All right, so Keto T1 wire, 22-foot wire going to the inside window blinds to give me some reach outside of my subfloor basement. Hopefully I can pick up some things tonight. Of course, that wire will be also in the comments section if you're concerned, like, oh, where do I get that wire? Well, there you go, Keto T1. All right. Shortwave 1, 3.2 to 10 megahertz. So there's 3.330 megahertz. This is CHU Canada time signal. You got your typical ham nets on 80 meters. They're always on there, rambling away. Smooth tuning. Can't hover on that, but this is Worldwide Country Radio, or Old Country, that's what I like to call it. Definitely awesome. It's WWCR out of Nashville, Tennessee. Midnight, I tend to pick it up, so it's awesome, which is 6 o'clock UTC. 6 in the morning.
Sisters crying water.
5 megahertz, WWV, Fort Collins, Colorado, about 890 miles to the west. Sometimes I can pick up Cuba next to it.
The magnificent belt, pilgrimage, site famous for its Floridian bells, which you just heard. Now, if you know Prague just a little bit, you may well think now, why the heck is this Pohanka starting an episode of a podcast called Prague?
Okay, maybe I take that back. That tone control seems to only work on the MP3 mode. Or I'm not noticing on shortwave here.
opposite the Chengdu Palace, the seat of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and it's still quite touristic. But bear with me, because today we are stepping away from the crowds of Karachane and Mastrana to discover, I think, one of the most charming and often overlooked corners of this part of the city.
To them his son, saying, they will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his...
Okay, so on shortwave, there's nothing happening with the tone control. Okay, good to know.
Slew him.
I thought it worked on the radio. I guess tested enough.
What will he do unto those husbandmen?
I'm happy in my work. Some of the countries are happy in my work.
Some 40-meter ham activity. I heard some CW there as well.
Amounts of water. For a liter of milk, it's up to 1,000 liters. For a kilogram of cheese, it's 5,000 liters. And for a kilo of beef, as much as 15,000 liters of water. If cattle are exclusively fed instead of being put out to pasture, things...
Okay, so WWV 4 columns covered around 10 megahertz. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much a shortwave. I'm sure I can find more. There's a lot going on. It's pretty active this evening. Awesome. Oh yeah, tone control. Yeah, that's kind of one big thing. Let's go to AM band.
Between the two, it's certainly not.
Four signs are before.
There's in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-830-4914 or biglou.com. That's 800-830-4914 or biglou.com. Did with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Okay, I don't know if I'm picking... I don't think I'm hearing anything different there. Seems slight.
That was mountain cedar is trying to kill me right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mountain cedar trees are attacking me ferociously. You know something? The mountain cedar. Yeah. The last couple of days, I haven't been able.
Okay, I noticed it. I noticed it on the AM band here, but didn't notice it on the shortwave band. I don't know if it's because of the way the band is. I don't know. All right, let's go to FM. Let's go to the bottom, and yeah, we'll finish this up.
Out of sin into...
To do it
myself. I'm
voice recognition, facial recognition, that sort of thing. But the responsibility is with the companies, not the kids or the parents. And the government says that repeat offenders will be fined up to 32.
Okay, it's light on FM too as well, so it seems less noticeable on the radio.
Well, I guess. Yes. So how have they taken it? Well, look, they're obeying the law. They have made that clear. Meta has already identified possible under 16s, and they've said to them, look, you can download your posts and videos before we deactivate your account.
Wicked, and will require an
where you'll find a great selection of new and if it rocks, we play it. We'll rock.
1-888. You'll be sent to security. All the things we remember. Be the man that I need to believe you.
This, the boss of Universal Pictures, says another...
For Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips.
You know, Bowie played with Posey, made him big.
We're your station.
This is my station.
For Patti LaBelle, Maze and Frankie Beverly, and Beyonce.
Z103.
You see, begin. To everybody that be living it up, we say.
Every Saturday,
which could be more volatile. The lines were not as long, and the carts were not as full as expected at Costco last month. The chain says,
Don't take your love from
Okay, cool. CFM band, yeah, it depends on where you're at located. I got more stations upstairs. Yeah, definitely. The wire's helping a bit, but it's missed quite a few stations, but not too bad. Gives a good representation of the radio. So let's do final thoughts on this bad boy, my likes, dislikes, wants, and overall impression. So what do I like about it? Speaker audio, number one. It sounds really good. I'm really impressed with it. FM and shortwave reception is tops. I'm really impressed with that reception. AM reception, good as well, with proper stepping. Tone control. Well, you know, I did not notice it much in shortwave, but I did notice a little bit on the AM band and FM band, so it is useful there a little bit. Mainly noticeable in the MP3 player, so yeah, I don't know how good this is going to be for you, so it's just something to spin around while you're bored, like a fidget spinner. But I put it as a like, yeah, because it works sometimes, yeah. Built-in handle. Hey, gotta have a handle, man. It's flush fitting too. I like that. That's a good thing. What else do I like about the radio? Quite a bit. Auxiliary input. Nice. MP3 player. Bluetooth built in. Wonderful thing. Can run a thumb drive if you want. Fantastic. A dual battery bay. Can't stress that enough, being able to swap out the batteries. It kind of reminds me of the 150 BTS, where you have your 18650, then you have your 2D cell batteries. I love it. All controls on the front. See, this was really nice tuning this radio, especially in a presentation mode like this. tuning, and I can adjust the volume, and I can adjust my bands right here. I can adjust my play, tone if the tone was working proper, auxiliary inputs, everything in front. It's just nice. Everything's right there in the front. That's what people like. I hear that quite often. Solar, it might be a gimmick, but I do like it. I think it serves a purpose, helps. Dislikes and wants. Okay, let's hit that. The accuracy, it's not great. If you're really a stickler on that, you're not going to be happy with this radio. Pretty much I go by ear with these radios. So yeah, I kind of know where I'm at in the dial just by listening to what's going on. I kind of usually can tell by the programming. So that's me. Depends on how much radio listening you do. So longer single antenna would have been way worth it than two. This is a gimmick, okay? The little rattly things are a gimmick. Yeah, I'd rather just have one, say, 20-inch antenna versus two 12-inch antennas. Yeah, all day long. Prunus, so yeah, you don't have to do this. This is a gimmick. And if you look back, GE, they just did the one. Now, if you have two antennas, usually it's VHF, HF. Okay, so you got your shortwave and FM portions. And over here would be your UHF, like your what is it? I don't know. It's up there. UHF. It's a little baby antenna. It goes about this high. And you can listen to your, ham radio police activity. That's way up there. The, what is that? The 70 centimeter, right? Yeah, I was trying to remember the numbers. 70 centimeter. A little baby antenna. That's the only time you usually have dual antennas, typically. Or you have a different one for HF, a different one for FM. So sometimes I've seen that as well. But it's just what it is. Okay, I get it. Improve the tone control. Yeah, I mentioned that. But yeah, it's written down here too. That's good. Interesting. Headphone jack. That's one thing it lacks. If it had a headphone jack right here, boom. Golden if it had a headphone jack. Especially if it was stereo. Yay. Think about it. Add a headphone jack. It'd be perfect, Prunus. So overall, it's a fun radio to tune around the dial with. So I would definitely recommend this. $29 is not a bad price, but I would buy it on sale. So if this drops down to $25, no brainer. $29, it's not bad because it's a bigger radio. Remember that. And you heard the reception was pretty good with minimal birdie tones. So I give it a recommended buy. Solid radio for what it does. Fantastic. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give a big like. If you like the radio, give a big like. 2, if you like Prunus radios and want to see more, hit subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of future radios. They seem to put a radio out one every day, it seems like it lately. There's so many model numbers to keep track of nowadays. But that's cool because typically they tend to carry the radios for quite a while. I like that. So like 6 months down the road, they'll still have it in stock, which is a rockin' thing. I've had other radios I bought and 2 weeks later I go to review it and they're out of stock and they're not coming back. So yeah, that happens quite a bit. I get annoyed by that. So definitely, yeah, Prunus is great for that. 3, comment down below what you think about the Prunus J-02S. Is this something you're thinking about picking up? Do you like its looks, its feature list? Let me know. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.